This is the brief on the forensic investigation into the death of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So what we're looking at is a forensic analysis that really just tears apart centuries of myths about how Mozart died. It gets right into the medical, historical, and financial facts of his last days in 1791 Vienna. First, forget the poisoning myth. It was a tragic medical failure. The killer wasn't some exotic poison, but a common bacterial infection, probably from untreated strep throat, that led to kidney failure. You see, witnesses described massive swelling all over his body, but here's the key. Mozart was totally lucid until his final hours. That just doesn't line up with heavy metal poisoning. And the worst part? His doctor ordered bloodletting, which likely sent him into fatal shock. Second, let's talk about the accused, Antonio Salieri. He wasn't a rival murderer. He was a respected colleague. We even have Mozart's own letters talking about how much Salieri loved the magic flute. And, the biggest proof is that Mozart's wife later trusted Salieri to teach her son. Would you do that if you thought he'd murdered your husband? The famous Requiem wasn't commissioned by death either. It was just a paying gig from a nobleman. Finally, Mozart did not die penniless, not even close. He was a top earner, actually, in the top 5% of Vienna. He just had some cash flow issues because of a lavish lifestyle. And that burial? He wasn't dumped in a mass grave. He received a standard common grave burial, which was the norm for most people back then, under new public health rules. The whole story about a violent storm is fiction too. Records show the day was calm. So Mozart's death wasn't some gothic tragedy starring a jealous rival, but a truly devastating loss caused by a simple bacterial infection and the very real limits of 18th century medicine.